You are listening to an Impact 89 FM exclusive. I'm Delaney Rogers, the station manager for Impact.
And I'm Sydney Sims, the music director here at Impact. And we're here at the Breslin Center with Between Friends.
Hey.
Hello.
Happy to be here.
Yeah, so could you guys give us a little bit of an introduction as to who Between Friends is?
Yeah, absolutely. My name's Brandon.
I'm Savannah.
We're siblings from Los Angeles, California, originally from Florida. We make music, we produce it, we write it, we create it, and yeah, now we're touring it, so we're happy to be playing a show here.
Awesome. And we heard you a little bit during sound check and chatted. So you came in last night, right?
Yeah, we came
Pretty
in
late.
last night, pretty late.
We actually ended up going to
Tin Can.
Tin Can Bar.
Yeah.
Had a couple, woke up with a slight headache, but it was really worth it. The bars here are really fun, and you guys seem really fun, so I'm excited to get to know you.
It was some guy's 21st birthday, and he was having the time of his life, and it was a blast watching him thrive. I think we,
T-shirts.
I think we got in his TikTok.
I'm only 24, and he was like, "It's my 21st birthday," and I was like, "Damn." and he goes, "How old are you?" I'm like, "I'm 21 too." I don't know why I'm like not that much older, but I felt really old.
People recognizing you. And
We were pretty incognito. We kind of sat in the corner.
We had come straight from the airport after like we left the house at like 9 a.m. and we arrived at 11 p.m. So we were tired and like
frazzled.
Nice.
Yeah.
Shades down.
Yeah, needed like some French fries and a drink.
Yep.
And
that's what we got.
That's what I was asking you earlier. Crazy Frog, the song.
Yeah.
I don't know why it played like a million times while we were there. Every 5 minutes.
It played every 5 minutes, and then everyone would cheers, and we were like, "Is this like the college song?"
The song or
It has to
something.
be.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's the
It
anthem.
was definitely calculated by somebody there.
Something's going on,
Yeah,
or
so-
also we were just like not on this earth because we were so tired. We just kept hearing
The
it.
jet lag.
Yeah, so listeners, definitely check that song out if you haven't heard it in a while.
Yeah, very underground.
Refresh yourself.
Crazy Frog is
Yeah.
great.
Crazy Frog.
Cool. So we'll be hopping right into a few questions
Sure.
then. We're going to kind of start off with a little bit of you guys' early days as musicians. So we did a little digging. So we
Oh,
know
no.
you guys were homeschooled as kids, right? Correct?
Yes,
For me, it was my last 2 years of high school.
Last 2 years of high
Yeah.
school, okay.
I was in and out of homeschool kind of my whole schooling.
Okay, nice. So
Yeah.
could you kind of describe how that experience was as like siblings and how that might have shaped you guys as musicians
Yeah,
or brought you guys
I
closer?
think
Well,
so.
it
Something
wasn't what people think.
That's what I wanted
Yeah.
to mention. So
Yeah.
we say homeschool, but like we weren't doing school at home.
Like just with like our mom.
And it wasn't just us.
Two. No.
Like the traditional homeschool thing that you hear about was not what we did. Like we had a group of friends who were also like in the creative industry and would
okay.
like wanted to be actors or did sports super
Yeah.
heavily, and we would all like
It was a school. It was called, I forget what it was called, like San Fernando Valley Performing Arts School or whatever. And it was like designated for
Creative.
people that were working
or
young
sports. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
and like traveled a lot. And like at a young age, we started working in the entertainment industry. So it was like kind of a perfect fit. You know, when we were young, we were doing like auditions or like working on commercial jobs or like doing stuff like that. So like this was flexible with the schedule. And then my last 2 years of high school, we had done America's Got Talent when we were
Yeah.
kids, and we were like touring and living in New York and doing all this other stuff for the show. So like this schooling was like the best way of being able to
Doing dual.
do
things,
both
Yeah.
Yeah.
without missing and failing and losing. So
Yeah, it was definitely a priority for us to be good at school and be
Yeah.
in school. So and our parents definitely implemented that in us at a very young age.
for
so
sure.
it was always a priority.
That's awesome.
We made it happen.
I remember a certain instance with you. You graduated high school early because we were
Oh,
going
wow.
on tour, and the requirement from the label that we had signed to was that if you're touring at this age, you either have to like be finished
Yeah.
with school or you have to travel with a tutor.
Yeah,
and Sav and I were like, hell no.
So I was 16 and he was 18.
Yeah.
And he was graduating at the normal time. So he was kind of like off the hook.
Yeah.
And
You're like, I
I
gotta
was
catch
like, damn, like I'm already doing your science homework. I'm already doing your math homework. Like I think I can do this. So
I worked summers.
I worked summers. I would wake up and work from like 8 a.m. until whenever I wanted to stop. Like I had a mission to complete, and I didn't I know there's like a test you can take nowadays where you're like, I took this test and now I'm out of school, but like I did not do that. I worked hours and hours and hours to finish,
You're
and
grinding.
then
She hustled.
we ended up
hustle.
graduating the same year,
Yeah,
even though
that's
I
hilarious.
was
Nice.
16 and he was 18. So
Yeah.
we had to get it done. We were like, I'm not going on tour with a tutor. That was so not rock and roll.
So anyway, that's our schooling experience.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
nice.
seems like you have a lot of balance to do, and really cool you got to do all those different experiences.
Yeah.
How did you balance that, especially with America's Got Talent? What were your takeaways, especially as, starting off as musicians at a young age? What did that all look like?
I think it was like my 2 cents about doing those talent shows, especially when you're so young, is you have to know kind of who you are and like what you want out of the experience, because if not,
You
will
just
like
get-
it'll
yeah.
like swallow you whole
You get
to
lost
a sense.
in
like
this machine.
it's
Yeah.
super high intensity. I was 13 when we did that show, so
wow.
I was like confused, and I feel like I was being thrown around. But like, as long as your foundation is strong, like our parents were super hands-on. Our parents were really supportive, but also like
Good.
made sure we were, being taken care of in the right ways, and also like weren't being taken advantage of. So I think the experience taught us so much, and we worked really, really hard. The days were really long. And, at the end of the day, like those contracts can get crazy. Things can get crazy. And I think as long as you know when it's time to
Yeah.
be out of it, like I
think
it's a
we
good thing.
we got really lucky with our timing with all of it, because I think it was weird for us when we were kids. We got off the show, and then all of a sudden, like, you've sort of built a bunch of fans that now care about you from that show, and
Yeah.
that was amazing, because then we were able to tour as kids and experience that side of things. But yeah, we've really been doing this our entire lives.
That's awesome.
And yeah, then we started Between Friends, and that's when it sort of really got serious. And yeah, now here we are.
And what inspired that switch? I know you were in a previous group before, right? Is it the Airs?
That's right.
The
Yeah.
Airs?
Mhm.
What
Yeah.
did that transition look like as a brother-sister duo?
I
I
mean, and
think-
I think another thing, there's kind of a theme to this, and I like to pay homage to our past, because we were kids. We're still kids, kind of, in a way. And
Yeah.
all of these different categories of like the levels of our lives and what we did, like it was really just us finding ourselves. Like
Yeah.
being so young, you go through phases, and most times like those phases are behind closed doors. And I think for us, like we were so excited to experiment with who we were, and we knew we wanted to be creative. So like going from the America's Got Talent thing, and then being 16 and being signed to a new label, and then being like, we want to be a rock band, we want to be this.
Yeah.
Like you
Yeah.
go through so many phases as
It's like
any human
teenage
does.
phases,
Yeah.
except we're doing it like on a
Yeah.
musical.
So I think
professional
we
level
just-
or
yourself,
something.
you
Yeah,
know,
we
finding
just
where
like
you
dipped our
lie.
toes in so many different things, and then finally we were like, okay, now we know what we really like and
Yeah.
we want to
Yeah.
be, and it was Between Friends, and
Yeah.
that was music like we were just producing at our parents' house, like at the end of the day, just Brandon and I. Like
Yeah.
it was not anything that we thought was going to be a thing. It was just
We
our
kind of
outlet.
did it. We started it for fun. Basically, trying out all these different ideas, going through all of these changes and experiences. I think at some point, you pick up things along the way, and I think we found our like skill set, and we knew what it was that we wanted to do, and we knew that no one else could do it except for us. And so we essentially just like started making weird pop music at home in 2018, 2019?
Just before the pandemic.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Wow.
we were putting it out independently, and then all of a sudden, like we put out a song called Affection, and that
Yeah.
did its thing, and then
It did do its thing.
and then we
And
were.
it was so random too. We had no
It was
idea.
during
That's usually
COVID.
how it happens, I
Like,
heard, you
it was
know?
during COVID, and like TikTok had just become a thing, and like
Yeah.
we were stuck inside. The world was on pause, and like we just kind of watched our song like on the internet
Yeah.
do great things, and we just sat back. I mean, we couldn't tour at the time. You know, we were just like this internet presence, and it was up until last year that we like did our first shows as Between Friends and started touring this past year, you know, and touring all the United States and doing all that stuff. It was like a surreal experience because, you know, something like that happens, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh my gosh, it makes so much sense why we went through everything that we did. We're now at this point where like we can make this our thing, and so Between Friends really was it was like a passion project after trying so hard for so many years doing other things, and then it became our whole lives. And yeah, it's like it's weird when it's weird when we talk about that. 'Cause I feel like you forget sometimes, but yeah.
But
That was a
we're bringing
long,
you back,
that was a
you
long
know?
rant. That was like, you were like, what's your favorite color? We were like, so this is when we were born. And then this is what happened when we were 5.
I love it though.
Yeah. So now to kind of like transition to a little bit of the present with Between Friends, and I guess a little bit into the future too. So what is like your production process like for your music videos? We, again, like I said, we took a little dive, and we know that you guys have streamed on Twitch before. I think it may have been like one stream.
Oh,
you
yeah,
guys
we were building tables.
with
Yeah.
Kevin.
Yeah, with Kevin
Oh my
Clark.
God, how did you find
Yeah.
this?
A nice YouTube deep dive.
That's crazy.
on my part.
Yeah, we Kevin Clark is one of our really close friends. We've worked with him on a couple of videos. To make it short, essentially, when we started Between Friends, we wanted to do everything. So all the videos were always kind of Sav and I shooting weird things, and then when we wanted them to be more, you know, high quality or better, we'd like hit up one of our friends that was good with the camera, and then we'd do it with them.
Yeah.
So Kevin
But I would
Clark
say
was-
like in the pandemic era when we made our mixtape, it was total passion project. Like I learned how to use Premiere for the first time and watched YouTube videos on how to like edit a music video, and I had by the end of the pandemic edited and kind of self-shot 25 videos.
Oh, wow.
And not all of them are like real full like production videos, but it's still like getting into a craft and like learning it and loving it and loving the mistakes and like exporting something really weird and being like, well, fuck it. It's like
and it was sick because
cool like
while
that.
she was doing that, I'm like finishing the production on the song. So we
producing
were
stuff,
like, it was like a little 2-person workshop, and that's I think that's like the best way to describe what we do. We're a 2-person workshop, and
everything since then has just been that, but like
Elevated.
little tweaks.
Elevated.
Like
Yeah.
every time we do something new, we're like, okay, so that was like how we did that, but like now we have some help, and it's really nice.
Yeah, we've been
Or-
like expanding more and working with new people, and it's been amazing because nothing changes about like our infrastructure. It's just like more people to help us execute our ideas.
Your
So
community grows.
yeah, it grows, and so that's been cool, and it fits with the name Between Friends. It's like we're really just working with, it's either us or it's us and our friends, and we're just making what you see and what you hear. So
It's beautiful.
It's extremely gratifying too to probably be able to kind of lean on your community a little bit and do it all yourself, and you're growingly getting more and more attention as time goes on. I just saw you're opening for Conan Gray too,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
right?
We're
Which
so
is really
excited.
cool, and you also have an upcoming EP that's coming out, right?
that's right, the deluxe album.
What is that going to look like?
Yeah, well, we've kind of been.
We kind of fell into this little EP.
I love it.
We made the record. It came out in August, and
The album.
we had so much music that we loved that we didn't know what to do with, and we were like, oh my gosh, like, why would we like waste time and not put this stuff out?
Well, also
So
there was an aspect of like we put the album out, and then
toured.
3 months later we were on this like full US Canada tour, and we saw like, I don't know, I feel like 3 months is not a long time for like people to learn words and know every song on an album. And then we started like writing while we were on the road, and then we got off the road almost like in December of last year, and we were like, we should like put
more
music out. Like
Yeah.
we loved that so much, and we
Yeah.
want to keep giving like the people who like our music more stuff.
Definitely.
So
Yeah.
that's
so
what
we've
this
been
is.
putting stuff out. We put the first song out for the project in December. We put one out in January. We put one out in February. We put one out this month, and then the whole thing is going to come out next month.
In
and
April.
it's cool. I think I mean, you know, we were talking about this the other day. I feel like with where we're at, I feel as if we've discovered the root of the sound, and now we just get better at it, which is really a cool feeling as like artists to have your thing, and then I constantly feel like we're improving, and like I think this music.
But that's how it works with any craft that you do. Like
for sure.
the more you do, it's just
exactly. You find it,
and we're having more fun with it, and we're like,
Yeah.
okay, let's experiment a little more.
Yeah,
but
for sure. But it's called Garage Sale, April 12th, I believe, is the
15th
something like that.
Okay.
April
Something.
2nd week of
Garage
April,
sale
yeah.
April 12th, y'all.
or 15th, I don't know.
Yeah.
We might that week at some point.
Yeah, we put out a song called Eyes on My Baby, and it's been like doing its thing again, and we're like, oh wow, okay, this one, people
We were like,
this
that
one.
could have stayed in the computer.
Yeah,
Like,
it
it's just-
literally, I fought for that song. It was living in the computer, it didn't have finished lyrics, and I always loved it, and I thought there was like a magic to it, and I had to kind of like convince everyone, like including our manager. I was like, I'm telling you, this is a really cool song.
Yeah, he loved saying "Told you so."
And then and then sure enough, it comes out, and it's
Brotherly
like,
things.
oh wow, it's like our second most listened to right now.
I
on
think he
Spotify.
reminds me once a day, like,
I'm like,
oh
I told
hey,
you.
guess what?
I told you.
That song's doing
Don't you
good. I'm like,
remember
I was like,
when-
Eyes on My
Cool.
Baby is a good
job, Mr.
record.
Brother.
Cool.
yeah.
Awesome. Okay, cool. So we'll be moving into just like one question about the future. So are we going to get any new merch soon or anything like that from you guys?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
guys can talk about that.
We
if you
have-
want.
We had
we
an
have
issue. and
so
I'm
much, so much amazing stuff for you guys and for whoever wants it. And then we had an issue with our merch company that we go through. They ended up having a really bad time. Ended up going bankrupt.
They went bankrupt
wow.
and didn't
No.
notify us
And they didn't
until
tell
they went
us,
bankrupt.
yeah.
And we had like
Oh.
vinyls, and we had projects like for our album. It was all we put all this stuff
Yeah.
out for pre-order in August when we put our album out,
Yeah.
and we had like all of these things that we had to refund, and now we're working with new companies and we're figuring
Yeah,
it
but
out.
the good news is we're mainly sort of got all of it back,
Okay.
and we're making more, and
Good,
it should be
good.
back up and running soon.
Yeah,
But
we
Awesome.
actually have a project coming out with the EP. It's going to be called Garage Sale, and we're making like a bunch of one-of-one custom pieces that are going to be for
Ooh.
sale for the weekend of the release.
yeah, we went and
Very
like
cool.
thrifted for a whole like weekend,
that was
and
so
then we
fun.
customized
yeah, then
all
we
these
screen
pieces.
printed on all of it and made it really cool. It's kind of just like a treat since we felt so bad about the whole situation with the album stuff. So we were like, oh, let's do something like fun and creative that we can kind of man on our own and not have to rely on someone. So
Yeah.
so that'll be coming soon. And
Yeah, unless he keeps it all. He's like, I like this piece a lot. I want to keep him like,
That's how you know
no.
it's good.
Yeah.
it's
too.
cool.
Yeah.
It's cool.
And then I
Okay.
just had a little question about the website guy. Do
Yeah.
you guys have a name for him at all?
Milo.
He's really
Milo.
dripped out. Milo?
Yeah.
Okay,
Milo.
yeah.
Wow, you like know all this stuff. This is sick. Thank
Milo's
you.
pretty drippy. I love him.
Yeah, he
Milo's
was
the
cool.
best.
I usually have him on my pants always, but I actually
nice.
left them at the hotel because we're gonna be jumping around and I didn't want him to fall off or anything. But he's a USB, if you didn't know. He's
Oh.
essentially
We
when
made
we made
real
the
life
album,
Milos.
we made them and they're little keychains and the head pops off and it's a USB.
Oh, that's
And when
That
we were
is cool.
doing our album campaign, we sent 100 of them out to like random kids that had reached out on a post or something.
I had pre-ordered,
and gave
yeah.
them a leak of the album essentially early,
Whoa.
which was really fun.
And now we have little Milos all over our house. So like, I'll be like going in a drawer and be like, why is there one in here? Or why is there one in there?
No, it's great. I mean, we like DJ for fun, and I put all of the music that we spin on him.
Milo.
So like, I always have him.
He's
with
a
me.
world
Yeah,
traveler.
who travels around. But yeah, I want to do another like a Milo V2 soon. So
collection.
we'll do them again, and we'll have them.
Maybe
for
we do
sale.
like Milo and like Mila.
Milo and
It's like a
friends.
girl.
No, dude.
Milo and
Milo
friends
V2.
between friends.
We need a
Consistency.
girl
Come
one.
on.
Yeah,
Come
you're
on,
right.
come on.
But that's cool that you know that. Yeah, we made USBs that are little action figures.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's
Well,
fine.
I know you guys have to start getting ready to play soon. It's been
Oh, yeah.
great talking with you. One of the last questions we
too.
have is, in 5 words, how do you feel tonight is going to go, or how would you describe
I think
Tonight.
Waka
Flocka.
Flocka Flame.
between friends?
Like,
Waka Flocka
come on,
Flame.
this is we've done
And us.
Between
and us.
friends.
I mean, look, I was saying it today. I've said it a million times. Like, this is for sure the coolest like show lineup I could have ever
Awesome.
imagined.
I would also say like the
We're
most
glad.
fun. Like I feel like if the crowd is anything like those bars we witnessed last night, like
MSU gets down. Like we know how to.
We're
we
gonna
know how
have
to
can't
some
wait.
fun tonight.
I hope you guys realize, like, when we would tell our friends where we were going today, and I would show them the flyer of Cartoon Waka with our names emerging from his smoke cloud, I was like, this is like for certain the coolest thing I could possibly imagine doing on a Thursday.
Like it's getting framed. It's getting
Awesome.
framed.
Then
And the
spoke about
merch
this
too.
forever.
Yeah.
I can't wait. Guys, I'm wearing my shirt tonight. I'm wearing that
Yes.
shirt. I have to.
I
It's
cut
like for
that
the
up for
members.
you, girl.
I'm
you got
so
it.
grateful.
Like,
Thank
I'm
you.
pretty sure I posted on the Between Friends account the like unapproved flyer because I thought it was so amazing.
No,
Well,
it was
it's all
approved.
good.
Was that one approved? I don't think that's the one I've been seeing
don't know.
everywhere.
I mean, if
but
nobody
I'm
said
sorry.
anything,
Like,
you're all good. You're okay.
I had to.
It's like,
I held on to that like a treasure for so many months.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
I
He sends
like
it
it.
around to like every group chat that he's
But
in.
yeah, we're grateful to be here. Thank you guys so
Awesome.
much.
Yeah,
we're thankful
Thanks
for
for
you being
hanging
here.
out, you guys. And
We do have one last thing for you
Yeah.
guys,
Oh.
okay?
oh yeah.
We spent a lot of time making you guys friendship bracelets.
Oh, you're
What?
joking.
For
Oh
between
my
friends,
God.
this is matching.
No
so
way.
You can go ahead and give those to you. You guys can pick from them.
That's
so
They have between
sick.
friends on them.
You know that's
and-
like the thing.
yeah, and we saw like you guys posted on your
Yeah.
Instagram really recently, I think.
Oh, we love them. I have like an
This one's a
entire
double.
section.
Hey,
Yeah, you guys get to pick from them and everything. So yeah, and
you.
that's just kind of
Amazing.
all we have for you guys for today.
Now we can do peace,
Um,
love, unity, respect.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, that's all we have for you guys today. It was a pleasure talking with you all, and we'll just keep this interview between friends.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah! Come on, thank you.
so much.
You're
That was
amazing.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
guys.
Spring
Thank you.
concert,
These are so
2024.
sick.
Sorry, I just had like a full Celsius and I feel like I was talking so fast.
I had like
whoa.
3 Red Bulls, don't even mind
You
it.
guys made me?
Yes,
Yeah, we're
yes
sitting
we
on the
did,
floor.
yes we did.
I almost fell backwards on this chair.
All amazing.